The Ouija board, a board that is designed to help you talk to the dead.
Hey, where'd this come from? I found it. Where? Closet.
But this board has a crazy history. From peaceful communication to your past loved ones.
As a high school student, Dean Ogden was mainly interested in math and science. However, during his senior year, a game opened his eyes to the supernatural, the Ouija board.
All the way to reported possessions that led to violent crimes.
Wait a minute, you need two. No, you don't. I do it all the time.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's both.
Today we're going to be going over the origins of the Ouija board.
Oh my God! It's hard!
So thanks again for being here, everyone, and let's begin. Our journey begins in the bustling city of Baltimore in 1890, a time when America, reeling from the Civil War, was ripe with spiritualism and the longing to reach beyond the veil. The scars of the Civil War still lingered, and people were searching for meaning and connection with the otherworldly. This period witnessed a surge in interest in spiritualism, a belief in communication with the spirits of the deceased.
I'm going to put my hand on the glass, but I'm not going to add pressure. You do the same. Louis? Louis, are you here? It's Grandma.
Seances, gatherings where mediums reportedly contacted the spirit realm. These gatherings became increasingly popular. It was in this year, during a seance held in the heart of Baltimore, that the medium Helen Peters Norsworthy made a profound and mysterious introduction to the world. She claimed to have been in contact with a powerful entity, one that was willing to communicate with the living through a unique and innovative method. This entity, she claimed, bestowed upon her a name for this method, the Ouija, which she said meant good luck in an undisclosed language. Now for seances, it traces roots back to antiquity. The practice of seances has been a persistent aspect of human culture, reflecting our deep desires to communicate with the dead.
I believe he'll be with us today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But you know, Mr. Santiago, there's no telling about that other world. So you've got to be a believer, Mr. Santiago. Are you a believer?
See, I believe.
Then let us begin.
This fascination in contacting spirits can be observed as early as in the Old Testament, which references the forbidding of such practices. As far back as Leviticus, there are references to forbidding people to seek communication with the dead. However, it wasn't until the mid-19th century in America, with the emergence of spiritualism, that the seance began to take shape. From the French word meaning session, it is an attempt to communicate with spirits through a medium, who serves as a conduit between the living and the dead. Originally simple attempts at communication, these sessions evolved into more elaborate rituals. They typically involved a group gathered in a circle, often in a dimly lit room, focusing on establishing contact with the spirit world. This can involve trance speaking, messages received through spirit boards like the Ouija, and even automatic writing. The popularity of seances peaked during the 19th and 20th centuries, becoming a significant part of spiritualist worship. Their appeal was so widespread that even notable figures such as Mary Todd Lincoln and President Abraham Lincoln hosted seances in the White House, which is hilarious, by the way, trying to picture Abe Lincoln in a seance circle in the White House. If seances wasn't popular before it got to the president, it damn sure hit the mainstream after that. In modern times, the practice of seances has transcended its purely religious origins. Helen Peters Noseworthy, with her gift for mediumship, captured the curiosity of those who attended her seance that fateful night. She presented a simple yet intriguing tool, a wooden board inscribed with letters of the alphabet, numbers, and the words yes and no. Accompanying this board was a small, heart-shaped wooden planchette, which would be used to spell out messages from the spirit world.
I'm ready. Is there anyone here?
Besides us.
Is there anyone here with us? Are you?
No.
Are you touching?
Are you?
No.
That's crazy.
I'm barely.
I barely have my hands on here at all. What? That
Wow.
is really moving now. Yes. Okay. What is your name?
Ooh. Wow.
What is the deal with these swirly things?
His name is It.
The atmosphere in the room had to have been electric with anticipation as the participants gathered around the Ouija board. They placed their hands on the planchette, and to their astonishment, it began to move, seemingly guided by some unseen force. They believed they were communicating with spirits from beyond, receiving messages and answers to their questions, all channeled through this mystifying device. The Ouija quickly gained notoriety and popularity, spreading like wildfire across the United States. People sought solace and guidance through this newfound means of communication with the other side. It was a time of both skepticism and belief, as many marveled at the Ouija's ability to reveal hidden truths, while others, obviously, had questioned its authenticity. The aftermath of World War I brought about profound changes in American society. The war had left a trail of sorrow and loss, with families grieving for the soldiers who had never returned home. And amidst this backdrop of grief and uncertainty, the Ouija board offered a glimmer of hope and a means of reaching out to the departed loved ones. As the nation attempted to heal its wounds, the Ouija board became a tool for those seeking closure or a sense of connection with the fallen soldiers. Families and friends would gather around the Ouija board, desperately hoping for messages from the other side that would bring comfort and reassurance. It served as a form of therapy, allowing individuals to express their grief and engage in what they believed to be conversations with their lost loved ones. The Ouija board, while often associated with intrigue and mysticism, has definitely been the center of darker and more unsettling stories throughout its history. Going back in time to 1933 in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, we encounter another grim episode involving a 15-year-old girl named Maddie Turley. She claimed that the Ouija board had instructed her to shoot her own father. According to her account, the board had told her that this act was necessary to save her mother from enslavement. An incident like this highlights the capacity of people to misinterpret or misapply the messages received through the Ouija board, potentially leading to catastrophic consequences like claiming to be possessed and killing your parent. In 2001, in Hamilton, Ohio, another horrifying case came to light. A 53-year-old woman named Carol Sue Elyager, while under the influence of a Ouija board session, carried out a series of unthinkable acts. She stabbed her 11-year-old daughter and then turned the knife on her other children. Believing in the board's messages to the point of committing these acts, man, it's a stark reminder of mental health, belief systems, and the potential dangers of blurring these boundaries between the supernatural and reality. In 2012, in Weslaco, Texas, a chilling incident shocked this community as well. A 15-year-old boy, after reportedly communicating with spirits through a Ouija board, stabbed his friend with a 4-inch blade. A crime that made no sense. This is another tragic event that serves as a stark reminder that the power of suggestion and belief in the Ouija board can sometimes lead to catastrophic consequences. This honestly raised questions about the psychological impact of using the board and the potential for individuals to lose touch with reality when they become too immersed playing this game. And that's when the perception of the Ouija board dramatically shifted, becoming associated with malevolent forces and horror narratives. This change was partly influenced by religious groups, the previous crimes I mentioned as well, and particularly Christian denominations, condemning it as a tool for communicating with evil spirits. It's the only way they could possibly explain these possession cases.
Is this about your reading?
My mother's middle name was Lynn. Did you see her writing these? Actually writing them?
Yes, right over there. Oh, sometimes the medium gets confused, different voices.
I tricked her.
What are those?
Do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. John, chapter 4, verse 1.
I thought this was about Lena.
It's about all of you. I don't think your daughter is a fraud. I believe she is channeling powers and forces we do not understand.
In 2001, there were instances of Ouija boards being burned alongside Harry Potter books and other items seen as symbols of occult practices, treating it similar to a witch hunt or book burning, but not just for books, any other items that could be seen as satanic or evil. There's many legends and versions of myths that surround the Ouija board. Some of these are so prominent that it helped influence the burnings of these boards. And regarding the church's viewpoint, while some Christians were adherents of spiritualism, the Catholic Church has consistently disapproved of practices that involve communicating with the dead. The Holy Office condemned automatic writing and any other similar practices in 1888. And in 1917, it condemned participation in seances. But despite these condemnations, the church didn't entirely close the door on these practices for scientifically informed research. The Catechism of the Catholic Church, influenced by popular culture narratives like The Exorcist, condemns all forms of divination as contradicting the respect due to God alone. Priestly perspectives on the Ouija board highlight the spiritual risks associated with the intention behind its use. The desire for supernatural experiences or contact with external forces through the Ouija board can be spiritually significant and potentially opening individuals to unknown influences. Since you're technically trying to open a channel to the other side, it seemed that it's possible that something else can enter through the board as well. Something that in most cases was not intended to come through by the users.
Sia santificato il tuo nome, venga il tuo regno.
Your prayers are worthless here.
Because my sins have been absolved by the one true Master, the Lord Jesus Christ.
Do not speak of him.
Are you afraid of him? Are you afraid of Jesus Christ?
Deus no estic.
Deus ubique est. Whatever you do, you only do because God allows it.
Did he allow that? This is just the beginning. You don't know who you're dealing with.
Then tell me.
They can sometimes appear as the loved ones that the users have tried to come in contact with, deceiving and weaving their way into this world, since the Ouija board is often seen as a door or a window to the other side. It ended up being seen as a perfect medium for a demon or malevolent spirits to use and get to this side. Some tales go as far to say that any area or house where a Ouija board has been used is permanently now open to demons, which can lead to a house being possessed by these malevolent spirits. And from a scientific perspective, the Ouija board operates on the ideomotor effect, where involuntary muscle movements occur without conscious will. This phenomenon was recognized as early as the 19th century and has been applied to explain how participants in seances and similar activities like Ouija board gatherings might unconsciously produce movements that seem to be guided by external forces. So, in the world of cinema, the Ouija board found fertile ground. Films like The Exorcist, 1973, and Ouija, in the year 2014, cemented its status as a conduit for horror and the supernatural. And today, despite its contentious past, the Ouija board still persists, suspended between a game and a gateway to another world. A simple board that continues to challenge our understanding of reality, from a parlor trick to an object of fear and fascination. What's your take on this mysterious artifact? You think this is an actual gateway to something supernatural? I'm eager to hear you guys' thoughts on this one. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and be safe, everyone.
My mother's middle name was Lynn. Did you see her writing these? Actually writing them?
Yes, right over there. Oh, sometimes the medium gets confused, different voices.
I tricked her.
What are those?
Do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. John, chapter 4, verse 1. I don't think your daughter is a fraud. I believe she is channeling powers and forces we do not understand.